In the summer of 1518, the city of Strasbourg was already a place under strain. Harvests had been poor, disease was common. The memory of the Black Death still haunted Europe. Most people lived close to starvation, and religion shaped every explanation for suffering. Misfortune was not random, it was punishment, curse, or divine warning. And then, in July, something happened that no one could explain. A woman stepped into the street and began to dance. Her name was recorded as Frau Trafia. Almost nothing else is known about her. No portrait survives, no personal writings, just a name preserved in city records and a single horrifying act that would echo through history. She did not dance gracefully. Witnesses described violent, frantic movements. Her arms jerked, her feet slammed the ground, her face twisted in visible distress. This was not celebration, it was struggle. She danced for hours in the heat. People watched confused, some laughed, others crossed themselves in fear. Strasbourg was not a city of festivals at that moment. There was no music, no celebration scheduled, no reason for joy. By nightfall, she was still dancing. Neighbors expected exhaustion to stop her. It didn't. The next morning, she returned to the street and continued. Her feet were swollen, blood stained her clothing, yet her body kept moving as if driven by something beyond her control. Witnesses later claimed she begged for help, crying that she could not stop. Within days, the impossible spread. Another woman joined her. Then a man. Then several more. Each dancer appeared seized by the same compulsion. They did not smile. They did not celebrate. Many looked terrified, trapped inside bodies that refused to obey them. By the end of the week, dozens were dancing. By the end of the month, hundreds filled the streets. Strasbourg had become a city of relentless motion. People twisted under the summer sun until they collapsed. Some died where they fell. Contemporary accounts describe heart attacks, strokes, and pure exhaustion claiming victims daily. The city council panicked. Doctors were summoned, and their conclusion reflected the medical beliefs of the time. They ruled that the dancers suffered from overheated blood, a natural imbalance, not a curse. And their prescribed cure was chilling. More dancing. Officials built wooden platforms. They hired musicians. Drummers and pipers were brought in to maintain a constant rhythm. The idea was simple: let the afflicted dance the sickness out of their bodies. Instead, the city created a stage for mass destruction. Encouraged to continue, the dancers pushed themselves past human limits. The sound of music filled Strasbourg day and night, blending with the thud of collapsing bodies. Families watched loved ones dance themselves into graves while authorities insisted the cure required endurance. Eventually, fear overtook medical theory. Religious leaders intervened. Many believed the dancers were cursed by Saint Vitus, a figure associated with uncontrollable movement and punishment. The afflicted were transported to a shrine in the mountains. There, priests performed rituals. Shoes blessed with holy oil were placed on their feet. Prayers echoed through stone halls. Slowly, the dancing began to fade. The survivors returned home weak, broken, and forever changed. But the cause was never settled. More than 500 years later, historians still argue over what truly happened in Strasbourg. One theory points to ergot, a toxic fungus that grows on damp rye. Consuming it can cause convulsions, hallucinations, and violent muscle spasms. Some researchers believe contaminated bread may have poisoned the population. Others reject this explanation. Ergot poisoning usually incapacitates its victims. It does not allow for days of coordinated, rhythmic motion. The more widely accepted theory is mass psychogenic illness, a collective psychological event triggered by extreme stress. Strasbourg's people lived under constant fear, famine, disease, religious anxiety, and social instability. In a world where suffering was interpreted as divine judgment, terror could become contagious. The mind, overwhelmed, found an outlet through the body. And once the first dancer appeared, the fear spread like wildfire. In that sense, the dancing plague was not just a medical mystery. It was a mirror of human vulnerability. A community pushed beyond its breaking point, expressing its trauma in the most physical way imaginable. What makes the event so haunting is not just the deaths. It is the image of ordinary people trapped in motion, begging to stop while their bodies betrayed them. Parents dancing beside children, neighbors collapsing together, a city watching itself unravel in real time. No supernatural force was ever proven. No poison fully explained it. Only the fragile boundary between mind and body, and what happens when that boundary shatters. History remembers wars, kings, and revolutions. But sometimes the most terrifying events are quieter. A woman steps into the street. She begins to dance, and an entire city follows her into madness.